Hello and welcome guys to a new episode of my channel. Today we're going to be talking about coping with inflammatory bowel disease. You can call it whatever you like. You can call it inflammatory bowel disease, inflammatory bowel syndrome. You can call it Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. It's any type of autoimmune disease that causes the bowel to inflame and give you all of these broad symptoms: bloating, discomfort, diarrhea, constipation. Sometimes it even affects the peptic acid. You get acid reflux, heartburn, all these symptoms that you are familiar with. How can you cope with them and how can you deal with them if you have been just recently been diagnosed with any of these conditions? Now you have to make a distinction between all of these and between colon cancer. Now, even though they have very similar symptoms and they probably could benefit from this coping mechanism, colon cancer has to be treated in a different way. The patient must undergo some sort of therapy, medical intervention. All of these diseases, they have to have some sort of therapy and medical intervention. However, with colon, it is definitely more sinister, and sometimes, or most of the times, it will probably involve a form of surgery. It will probably be something like bowel resection. So they would remove the area of the bowel that is cancerous. Now, generally speaking, the symptoms are the same, but as I mentioned, keep an eye out for colon cancer. How would you cope with inflammatory bowel disease? I'll give you an idea. First of all, there are some foods that you have to avoid. Now, this is different between various individuals. However, generally speaking, some of these are a good idea to avoid. First of all, any type of food that is spicy. So if there is any spicy food, you are into your curries and your chilies and your chili con carnes and all that type of spicy food that involves the use of peppers and all of these things. Even though some people are fine with them, I tend to find that once you have those foods in particular, you're gonna have a flare-up immediately. So as much as you can, try to reduce them in your diet, or if you can eliminate them, feel free, but it is very difficult to do so. So anything like sweet and chili sauce, Thai chili, any type of chilies that you can avoid, please do. You're gonna find a lot of improvement, because the bowel, if you think about it, is already inflamed. You don't want to make it agitated even more by eating all those spice foods. I've just had a hiccup, which is a common symptom of people with inflammatory bowel disease. You get all these hiccups, agitations, burning, and all that stuff. The second type of food that I think you should avoid is dairy products. Now, I know people are different. Some people are lactose intolerant. Some people are fine with dairy products. But I do think that if you avoid eating too much cheese, milk, or any other dairy product, you'll find that your symptoms have improved dramatically. I used to think that I'm okay with milk and dairy products and cheese, and I do love cheese. You know, Pecorino Romano, any time of the day. Grana Padano, all the Italian cheeses, Parmigiano Reggiano. I can list you all the type of cheeses that I like. However, I found that avoiding them makes a major difference. So please try to avoid dairy products, and you will thank me later if you want to. The third type of food that you should try to avoid, in my opinion, is caffeine. So caffeinated drinks, coffee, things like energy drinks. Let me just 1 second, because this is a dangerous area. So caffeinated drinks, energy drinks, any food that causes you to be hyperactive and causes your bowels to be inflamed, I would avoid them as much as I can. They're very bad. They're very bad for you even on a normal day, because they cause the bowel to tense up, and you don't want that. You don't want that in your bowel. So let's go. So try to avoid them as much as you can. Sorry, there was a lot of traffic in this area. I'm not sure why. I mean, it's not like there is anything going on, but here we are. So caffeinated drinks, avoid them as much as you can. No more energy drinks for you. No more coffees, no more teas. You're gonna say, but green tea is meant to be a relaxing tea. Yes, it is, but you are having not a normal bowel. You have an inflamed bowel. So try to avoid any caffeine. Green tea is good for normal people, but you've got an inflamed bowel. So try to avoid that. You're gonna see a major difference. And this is by tried and tested facts. Number 4, and this might come as a surprise to you, and you might think I am being a bit too much or over the top, OTT. But trust me on this one. Avoid fizzy drinks. No more Coca-Cola for you, no more Pepsi for you, no more Fanta, Sprite, Iron Brew, whatever you drink. Avoid any fizzy drinks. That's it. Your life is about to change from now. I hope that makes sense. I cannot emphasize how important it is to avoid fizzy drinks. You will notice a major difference. If we are talking about a difference in symptoms, you're gonna see a 20-25% increase in your symptoms. That's quarter of your symptoms is gone just because of cutting down on fizzy drinks. You might be asking, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have orange juice instead. Now watch out. Even though orange juice is good for you, it does have some problems. It does cause some problems. Orange is not the best juice to have. Any sugary drinks are not good for you as a person with inflammatory bowel symptoms. What can I drink, you might ask? What am I allowed to drink in my life? How can I have fun? You can drink water. That is my only advice to you. Avoid any sugary drink, any fizzy drink. Just have water. Major improvement in your symptoms. Do you want to have a happy life far away from bloatiness and gastric refluxes and winds and all sorts of strange bowel sounds and bowel movements, diarrheas, constipations? Then follow these rules. Avoid fizzy drinks, avoid sugary drinks, just have water. You go to a cafe, what can I get you? Water. So don't go to cafes. You go to a restaurant, what would you like with your meal? What drinks can I bring you? Water. That's gonna be your answer from now on. Just water, please. You're gonna be the boring guy or the boring woman in the group. Everyone is having drinks, and you're just gonna be that dull, boring person, and you're just gonna ask for tap water. That's it. You can ask for bottled water if you want. You're gonna ask for fizzy bottled water? No fizzy bottled water. Just gonna ask for plain, simple, good old-fashioned water from a spring or from a well or from anywhere else that the water comes from. Any other thing that you could avoid? Yeah, now this goes back to you. If you find that there is a food that causes you immediately to get all these symptoms of diarrheas and loose stools and fluffy stools and bowel movements and constipation, any type of problems that you might experience, winds, gas, bloating, all of those things, then try to avoid it. Try to avoid it or try to minimize it. My killer, in my opinion, the worst thing that I could eat that causes me symptoms are probably things like orange juice. That's a killer for me. Spicy food. But you should find out which one doesn't work for you. Watermelon for me as well. If I have watermelon, I might as well just have a sip of boiling lava, because that's what's gonna feel like. I immediately get all those reactions. So bad, I had to leave work at times and go home just to use the toilet. That's how bad watermelon is for me. Other than that, enjoy yourself, have fun, try to eat a healthy and balanced diet. Obviously, stick to your medications. You're probably going to be prescribed something such as sialazine. What is it called? I forgot the name now. Pentasa, basically. Pentasa, it's called. You're probably going to have them in tablet form or sometimes in sachet. You dissolve them in water and you have them. These will try to act as anti-inflammatories for your bowel. Sometimes you will probably be prescribed PPIs, protein pump inhibitors, things like omeprazole, and lansoprazole, any type of PPIs. Now you have to be careful because all of these medications, they do have side effects. So try to use them in moderation or as prescribed by your healthcare provider. One more thing just before I leave you, and I hope I was able to provide a little bit of help for you, is don't get stressed. Stress and inflammatory bowel symptoms, they go hand in hand together, and they are directly proportional to each other. Your level of stress goes up, your symptoms will go up. Your level of stress goes down, your symptom will probably go down, and they will ease off. So stress, try to avoid being stressed. There is nothing to be stressed about. There is nothing to make you anxious. Just enjoy life, be happy, relax. Relax, my friend. It's all gonna be okay. If something is causing you stress and worries, try to sort it out, because it's gonna affect you immensely. Let's say there is a problem at work that is causing you stress, try to solve it as soon as you can. Or if you are unable to solve it and there is no way, you've tried everything, then maybe this line of work is not for you. Maybe that's stressful. Maybe that work is what caused you to have this inflammatory bowel symptoms in the first place. So maybe the best solution for you is to leave that work. It's the same with any other situation that you're faced with. It's probably try to solve it. If you're unable to solve it, move on to the next best thing. There's no point dwelling in something that you cannot solve. Be like the cheetah. Now that's an example that I use sometimes. What is a cheetah? It's a type of mammal, the fastest land mammal on earth. It can reach speeds up to, 60, 70 kilometers an hour. Now that's quite fast. What does a cheetah do if another animal is trying to take its kill? So let's say a cheetah just hunted a gazelle, and then comes the hyena or a leopard or a lion, and they want to have the catch that the cheetah just had. The cheetah will just move away. It will leave the whole catch and leave. It will go somewhere else. Why? Because it doesn't want to be confronted. It hates confrontation, because speed is the only thing that's going on for a cheetah. And if the cheetah got injured, there is nothing going on else for it. It hasn't got big claws, it hasn't got big fangs, it can't do much apart from running. So it cannot destroy the only thing that's going on for it. So it rather take a break, leave its catch for someone else, and then live another happy day. This is what you need to do. If something is causing you stress and worries, you cannot afford to deal with it. Just leave it. You've got problems going on. Leave your worries away and try to move on to the next best thing. I hope I was able to help you. I'll see you in the next episode. Look after yourselves. If you've got any question, please leave me in the comments down below. Take care. Bye.